This from Brian Howald from Missouri. At age 13, I was about to go squirrel hunting with my brothers and their friends, so I jumped down from the tree I was climbing in our yard in rural Missouri, a town of 600. I stumbled backwards to fall on one of those old pedal-powered tractors we all had back in the 70s and 80s. I'd always been accident-prone, and between motorbikes, military service, dangerous jobs, hobbies, and the stupidity, I've had some pretty serious injuries. This was one of those moments where there was that pain that wasn't ouch, but the queasy gut, like, oh, I might need to tell mum kind of injury stuff. I stood up like I was fine and sort of laughed off my fall as the usual pulling a Brian. As I walked away, I glanced back and noticed that where there would normally be a pedal,
fuck.
was simply a 4 or 5 inch slender metal shaft. Where's it gone? I also felt a distinct feeling of fluid running down my leg, beginning in an unwelcome area. No, not unlike the 4th grade when I kept trying to conceive it was only gas if it wasn't. What? Let's move on. Well, I have an enormous family. Story for another time. 9 boys and 12 girls. What the fuck? That is a story for another time, Brian. Tell us that story another time, Brian.
No, well, 21 kids.
But I think we had about 13 at that time, and school was starting in about a week, so life was hectic and no one wants to disturb mum without a real cause. Besides, at 13 and fresh pubes, etc. in the 80s in rural Missouri after Deliverance came out, who wants to reveal they may have just lost their virginity to a pedal tractor to their mother? Well, with so many children, my father built the bathroom sink up higher to make it easier to bathe the babies in. It was clear by the hole in my precious 501s and my fruit of the loins and the non-stop blood flow that things were not good. I could tell by feel that there was an apparent new rectum adjacent to my existing one, much to my redneck relief. However, due to the elevated sink height, I simply could not get a view of things, and I could not go with my plan of gauze and tape. And after trying showering, the blood was not stopping, so finally I hollered for 15 minutes, begging my mother to come to the bathroom and tried to explain to her that I think I made a new butthole. Of course, she couldn't ask about the situation quietly, so all of my sisters got to hear as well. Then, since my father had our only vehicle at the time, someone was dispatched to the neighbours to drive us to the local doctor for inspection. This is fucked.
It actually makes me feel sick.
Her car was a 79 T-Bird and a 2-door.
Sick.
Did the injured kid with the 5-inch stab wound to the ass sit up front? Of course fucking not. Of course the local doc and his town gossip receptionist got a huge laugh but could give no assistance, so it was a 45-minute journey to the nearest hospital. Once there, this unique injury now became the interest of not only the ER, but surgery, any attending surgeons that were there, any students, and since it was in the area it was in, I was suspended over an upended paddle table with my tackle and backside for everyone to see, so it's face down, ass in the air, including everyone in the waiting area as the door swung open and closed. This is a bad day. Now for the fun part. About these wounds is the number of people that need to consult on them. Was the colon damage, the rectum, the gluteal muscles? How would wound care be managed? So nurses, students, doctors, I'm certain fucking housekeeping was in there as well, had to have the conversation with my mother. So each time, cheeks resprayed, dressings removed, tackle adjusted, occasional erections for a 13-year-old.
Someone touches your bumhole as a 13-year-old, fucking straight bar up.
This went on for hours. A wound like that has to heal from the inside out, so a drain was sewn in place and I was sent home.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Mum then gives me some old school maxi pads to put in my fronts to catch in my pants to catch the fluids. Having no idea how these function, I place them in with the adhesive side up, thinking that they are hospital dressings. Of course, the third one removes the drain stitches. I had no idea gals put the adhesive side down to their pants, so off to hospital, so everyone, including my sisters, gets a share in this hilarious tidbit. By the way, the gluteus maximus is named that for a reason. A wound there is not comfortable. Tylenol does not do much, especially sitting on a sofa, cushion, or in an old Ford van. To top it off, every movement hurts, so I was on light duty, which means... Jesus.
That was me. Full noise.
It was very loud. I was on light duty, which meant not chopping wood, but still doing dishes, cleaning, changing diapers, etc. And my two insidious next youngest brothers found out that it was hilarious to make fun of me or startle me because it... Hey, you guys, stop. Oh, I just peed a little. Now I've got to change my maxi pad. Thanks, guys. To top it off, the name that they decided to dub me with and let the folks know that I'd be starting junior high with was Pedal Butt. Of course, we couldn't cancel the annual stay at our aunt and uncle's a few hours away for the family reunion just as the school year began, so I at least didn't have my usual seat on the spare tyre on the floor of the van. I got to sit on my sofa pillow on the unsecured seat we had taken from another previous van that had often randomly tipped over if Dad cornered it a little bit too quickly. Needless to say, there were a few bathroom/locker room brawls once I was healed that quickly decided that the name Pedal Butt wouldn't be used, except my daughter, who loves to randomly say, "Dad, tell them about Pedal Butt," to people when we meet. I never quite lived down the maxi pads with my sisters and mum and some friends from school, but I can definitely empathise with women that had to deal with those bulk things. I had taken today's thoughts with wings for sure. I hope you enjoyed this if you saw it. We have seen it. One question I have is, what happened to the pedal?
It would have been off, so it would just been the spike that was the pedal, basically, is like the axle in which it spins
That
around.
is a deep wound.
Yeah, fuck, that made me feel sick.
Brian, tell us about how you ended up with that many people in your family. Like, surely
Wow.
that's not the work of one, like, boss mode mum.
Yeah.
The ultimate
If
reproducer,
they're
the human
all-
rabbit.
If they are all your literal, just the offspring of your mum and your dad combined.
21 kids.
So I was doing the numbers on it, just spitting one out every single year for 21 years.
It's doable, just,
Yeah.
but not likely.
Yeah.
I feel like Dad turned up with 6 or 7, and then Mum and Dad got to work.
Or it might have been me combined, yeah.
Yeah,
6
maybe.
and 6, and then they're like, hey, let's just keep going.
Brian, we
Let's-
want details.
Let's chuck another 10 on top of that.
Yeah.
Far out. That's massive.